Jambo. Hello. My name is David, and today I'm telling you the story about why the East African Grey Crowned Crane roosts in trees. During daybreak, we see birds flying around while others perch up in the trees. Sometimes we see the hawks or even vultures take a small rest from hunting and scavenging in trees. Birds and trees go together. We all know this, but you never see a crane in a tree. Cranes cannot hold on to branches and keep themselves in trees. Now that I have told you all this, I'll give you the exception to that rule about cranes. The East African Grey Crowned Crane can perch itself in trees. Unlike all other cranes, the toe on the back of their foot can help them grab. It works like our thumbs, clamping down on what we need to grasp. I've told you the how, but let me tell you the why. Generations ago, all across Africa, a terrible eternal rain season brought with it massive flooding. The rains beat down mercilessly for days, never stopping. Lightning jumped from cloud to cloud, and thunder drowned out anyone on the ground. The rain brought a sigh of relief in the drier areas of Africa. Zebra and lion alike were thankful for the rain and the water it carried. In the already wet regions, the rains had brought problems. All the other birds fled when the rains began. My dear crane friends, are you not leaving? Asked the stork. The rains will only get worse as time goes forward. You should seek higher ground, said the goose. But the tall grey-crowned cranes laughed at them all and said, "You fools worry too much. We are taller than any water that could flow in these marshes. If the rains comes, then so be it." And then all the other birds left. See, the grey-crowned cranes lives along the banks of swamps and marshes, eating seeds and frogs like most cranes. Their long legs let them wade through the water as they hunt and look for food. As the rains continued to pour, the water climbed higher and higher until the cranes were no longer standing over the water but were floating on the surface. Only the tall trees still stood high against the water. The cranes looked around and realized their mistake. If the rains continued in only a few hours, they would be up to their heads in the water. They cried out for mercy, hoping that someone up there might hear them. "I just don't understand it," said a tiny voice above them. The cranes looked up and spotted a small bird in the tree. "We will drown," said the cranes. "We will drown if you cannot help us." "I cannot help you," said the tiny bird. "You are too large for me to carry." The cranes began to cry. "But perhaps you could join me on this branch and we could wait out the rain together," said the tiny bird. The cranes looked up. They did not live in trees like the majority of the birds. Could they stay on a branch? In desperation, they all flew up into the tall tree that the small bird perched. With their wings wet, they could not fly for a long time, but they could fly long enough to reach the branches on the tall tree. They grasped the branch with the ear cross and held it as tightly as we would with our hands. It was a miracle come true. They never knew that they had that capability. The first and only cranes to be able to perch on branches. How incredible. And that, my friends, is the story of how the Grey Crowned Cranes started to roost in trees. I hope you enjoyed the story. Until next time, kwaheri, goodbye.